Vanakkam brothers and sisters, welcome to Indian Catholic Ministry YouTube channel. Today's gospel reading is from Matthew chapter 22 verses 15 through 21 and today is 29th Sunday in ordinary time. Repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. For the past few weeks, we were reflecting on the Jesus' parables from the Gospel of Matthew. And this week also, reading is from the Gospel of Matthew. And this week reading is not a parable. It is kind of an interesting riddle. So, like today's reading is from chapter 22. And if you read in a Bible in the chapter 21, we see that Jesus entered into Jerusalem and he entered into the temple in which temple area and drove out all those engaged in selling and buying there. Later, he is seen preaching to people there, people and everyone, and that is when we come to know that is when he says the parable of two sons, parable of the tenants, and parable of the wedding feast, everything we are seeing. If you like to know more about the parable, Jesus' parable, and like to watch videos on Jesus' parable, check out the link in the description box or check out the iCard which you see on top of this video. Jesus inside the temple, and this passes are like really they want to test him. They want to discredit Jesus somehow. So they pose him a question. Is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? So Jesus asks for a coin that pays the census tax and they hand him the Roman coin. So what happened is in those days this kind of a Roman coin, what it is it's one side the Caesar's image will be there and the other side we could see the inscription that reads Caesar Augustus Tiberius, son of the divine Augustus. Just because Augustus died, he was considered as a divine. He was considered as a god in Roman Empire. So Jesus tells them to pay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. So there are no areas in our life that are Caesar's domain and that are God's domain. It's not like that. It is all about keeping our priorities right. So knowing which is primary and which is secondary is most essential one. That's what Jesus is implying here. I like to share a story of a person named Franz Jagerstatter from Austria. He was an ordinary young Catholic man. When he was 36 years old, he was called to serve in the Hitler's army, which he refused to join. I cannot join because I believe that this war is not a just war. Therefore, it would be wrong for me to join up. I would be against my conscience. When people questioned him about Franz Jagerstatter's loyalty to his people and to his country, he replied, I love my people and I love my country, but there is a higher law, God's law. And God's law tells me that this war is wrong. Many efforts through request and torture were made to get him to change his mind, but nothing worked. Franz was beheaded on August 9, 1943. Franz Jagerstatter felt he was obeying the Jesus Christ's words. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God. Keeping priorities right. So knowing which is primary and which is secondary. That's what Franz Jagerstatter did. So Mother Teresa, she always says this. We were not created to be successful but to be obedient. We all are children of God. We are in God's image. So what belongs to God is us. We all give ourselves to God. We all belong to God. Let us ponder on what blessed Franz Jagerstatter wrote before his death. These few words are being set down here as they come from my mind and heart. And if I must write them with my hands and chains, I find that much better than if my will were in chains. Neither prison nor chains nor sentence of death can rob a man of the faith and his free will. God gives so much strength that it is possible to bear any suffering, a strength far stronger than any might of the world. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Give thumbs up, share this video with your friends and family, watch all the videos on Jesus' Parable, subscribe to Indian Catholic Ministry YouTube channel.